That's what this is about in the context of entrepreneurship. The idea is not just about coming to a business seminar to learn skills, strategies, and tactics, because that's easy to learn. You can go to academic colleges and universities and learn some of that. But the idea is, how do I create something that is the foundation, that's the support mechanism that creates the life that you want? See, society would have us believe that the traditional paradigm is, well, I mean, as we were growing up, it was, well, go to school, get good grades. And then once you get good grades, you can get into a good school, get a good degree, go get a good job. And once you get a good job, work that good job for 40 to 50 years. And then hopefully you'll get a good retirement. The challenge is no one ever told us what their definition of good was. And if we look at society and society's norms, and how many have ever heard the term, well, that's not the way it's done? All right? And the point is that society, for some reason, has these norms that wants to put us into this bell curve, this center of everything, which is really a life of mediocrity. I don't think we're here to do that. I think we're here to thrive. I think we're here to make a difference. I think we're here to build something that's impactful, to come to the latter days of our life and go, now that was living. That's what we're here to do. That's what this weekend's about, and looking at building something that's from your heart out. And trust me, I'm an accountant by education. So here's this left-brain accountant talking about soft, fuzzy stuff already, and you're kind of going, wow. But point is that that's when you are in the right place, when you are in the right business, when you're doing that from that place, it's not a whole lot different than falling in love. You're going to have the butterflies, you're going to have the energy, you'll have the obstacles. I mean, some of you may know that June this year will be my second wedding anniversary. So my beautiful wife sitting back there. Oh, she's on a call. And I met her about 3 years ago in an airport, because I spend a lot of time in airports. It was a 6 a.m. flight out of San Francisco Airport, just up the road here, on a Monday morning. So I was there about 5:15 in the morning. And I walked by this beautiful lady sitting there looking at files, okay? And I look at her, she looks at me, she looks back down at the files, and I didn't want to be obvious, so I sat one seat away from her. She kind of gave me this look like, there is no way in hell you're going to try and chat me up at 5:15 in the morning. I'm a guy. I don't think, when that happens, you don't care what time of day or night it is. And so I sat there. Then I look at her again. She looks at me. She folds her files, and she gets up and walks away. So I figured that's it, she's gone, and I get up to get on the plane, and we're sitting between two gates. One's going to Denver, one's going to Los Angeles. I get up, and I'm standing on the red carpet because of my frequent flyer status with United, and I see her coming back with her red suitcase, and I had no idea what these things were. I do now. Trust me, I've been educated. She had shoes, black shoes with red bottoms. I know about them now. And she comes walking back and sees me standing on the red carpet and gives me another look like, you pompous ass. I get on the plane. I don't know if she's going to Denver or L.A., and I'm sitting up front of the plane in first class, and she comes on the plane, comes around the corner, and her bag hits me. I'm not even sure what I said to her, but she looks at me and she says, if you weren't hanging in the aisle to get a look, it wouldn't have hit you. I've got her right where I want her now. This is not going well. So we fly on probably the coldest airplane I have ever been on to Los Angeles, and she's sitting about 4 or 5 rows back. I fall asleep, so we didn't talk on the plane, and we get to LA, and I figure, well, I'll just kind of go slow. She's going to have to walk by, and then I'll get off the plane with her. And she sees me doing this, so she's taking her time also. And I'm taking my time, which is really obvious because I've got no bag, so I'm like straightening the magazines in the back of the seat. And then the light bulb went on. She's still got to come out the jetway. So I figured I'll just get off the plane. Obviously, she thought it was safe to come out. And so as she comes around the jetway, she sees me standing at the end of the jetway. And it's like I could see her go, damn him. And so she's got this attitude, I'm not going to talk to you. And she walks by, and I just kind of keep going with her. And I say something about the freezing plane, and she decides that she's going to say something to me. And once we start talking, she goes, look, buddy. At least now I'm her buddy. We're making progress. So she says, I just went through an interview that if I get the promotion, they're going to move me from the West Coast to the East Coast. And from there, I'm going to move to their headquarters in Germany. So there's really no sense in us having even a discussion. And, us guys, we're sometimes really dense and don't take hints very well, which that really wasn't a subtle hint. I said, that's all right. I'm in the Bay Area all the time. Give me your card. Let's have dinner one day. And she goes, okay, she gives me her card. Now, just actually literally 3 days ago, I happened to do a search on, I have the emails going back to day one. So I've got the very first email I sent her, and the emails that she sent me. We start emailing back and forth right away. Now, that was a Monday. On Wednesday, I was flying to Atlanta to surprise my nephew for his 16th birthday. In the meantime, I said, when I get back the following week, let's have dinner. I'll be up in San Francisco for a meeting, which is another story. So I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, and on Friday, she gets the call from the company that says, you got the promotion. We're going to have you move to Connecticut. I'm at my nephew's lacrosse game. I get an email from her that basically says this. Hey, hope you're having fun with your family. Things are great here. Just got the call, and I got the promotion. So I'll be moving to the East Coast, probably to the New York area shortly. Not sure when, maybe April in a few weeks. So that being said, it probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense for us to have dinner, so don't feel obligated to do so. And she hit send, and what she tells me, she said, she hit send, poured herself a glass of wine, and said, okay, done with that. I pick up my phone, dial her. She goes, hello? She says, I couldn't not answer because you knew I just sent you the email. And she goes, am I in trouble? And I said, no, but I've never got a Dear John letter before the first date. She says, did it work? I said, no, I'll see you for dinner on Thursday. And so the rest is history. She did go to the East Coast for a year. Now, when you talk about business in that context, you're going to have obstacles. But when you see something that's meaningful to you, when you see something that is worth the journey, worth the effort, and that you take the time, it didn't seem like a lot of work. Frustration maybe, but not a lot of work, okay? Now, her version of the story might be different. She told me that I was a stalker. I said, it's just my persistence. But we got married literally 2 years ago up in the Bay, in the Napa area, and she's been a phenomenal, phenomenal blessing in my life. That had I not reached out, had I not looked at the opportunity, had I not, and I hate to call her an opportunity because I'll be in trouble for that. But had I not looked at that and said, this is where I want to be, this is what I want, and let's start living it now, I wouldn't be here. She wouldn't be in my life. And she is truly, one of the greatest blessings in my life. Today, I wouldn't be the man I am if it wasn't for her. Two people in this room, her and my son that's sitting over there. So, bless you both. Thank you. And that's what entrepreneurship's about. That's what business should feel like. You know you're going to have obstacles. You know you're going to have setbacks. You know you're going to have frustrations. You know you're going to, but in the end, we're not so focused on the arrival. We're focused on the journey. We enjoyed the journey. We had that dinner. Told her I had a meeting up there, which I didn't. And she says, "You lied?" I said, "No, but I understood." I said, "If I told you I was flying up there just for dinner, would you have said yes?" And she said, "No." I said, "Exactly. But if I happen to coincidentally be up there for a meeting, and why not have dinner before I fly home? It seemed kind of innocent." And she says, "Oh, okay, it worked." But those are the kinds of things that happen. We do things because they mean something. We do business because it means something. Business, to me, is about supporting your life, supporting society, and supporting the community. It becomes important, if that's the case, that we design it to be so. That we design the business, we design our life with our life in place. There is no business equation, and you're going to see all kinds of things. You're actually even going to do math here. That's why there's calculators on the table. Okay? There would not be a seminar with an accountant if we didn't do math. It's not going to be hard. Reed is going, "Oh God." So it's not going to be hard math. Pluses, minuses, maybe a multiplication here and there, but that's it. But the reality is that we need to design it so. Every business equation has part of the equation that's called lifestyle. And many entrepreneurs, including myself, forget that. Many business owners forget that. And I'm here to tell you that, and I'm hoping that by the end of the 3 days, you'll realize that has to be the primary motivation, is your life. Because what happens if we don't do that is we create something that becomes a monster that we hate. We can't get up every day. It's drudgery. We hate going to work. We hate the things we're doing. And even if we create something that's wonderful and lucrative and making money, we're miserable.